2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Rollerblading is Still Fun podcast. My name is Josh Navarfar, the creator of the Rollerblading is Still Fun YouTube channel, and with me is my co-host, Jose Arce. Jose, what's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Good to see you. Glad you could come on board. Before we get started, I do want to talk about Carrier Skate Shop. That's our local skate shop here in Dallas, Texas. Be sure to check them out for all your rollerblading needs, skates, wheels, t-shirts, all that good stuff. You can pick that up at carrierskateshop.com. And also check out cymaticsbrand.com for Cymatics urethane. They're going to have wheels, big wheels, anti-rockers, everything you need. Just go to cymaticsbrand.com. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Today we have awesome guest with us. He's one of the best people to come across in rollerblading. He's a phenomenal blader. He's a role model for the youth. He's a teacher, a father, an all-around weirdo. Let's go ahead and bring on Josh Glowicki. What's up, Josh?
Hey, thanks for that cool intro, man. I love King of the Weirdos.
That's what's up.
Here when in Malaga, they always call me the Gypsy King, and I was like, hell yeah. So
well, thank you so much
what's
for
up, y'all?
taking
Thanks for
time,
having me, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
of course.
speaking of
Thanks for
Gypsy
coming.
King, that was Fritz for a minute over there. While he was in the World Games.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
place.
That fool didn't even hit me up, but that's another subject. We know how it goes.
Y'all didn't link up when he was out there?
No, I had camps, and it's just when I'm in camp mode, now with a daughter, it's just hard. It's you know what I mean? It's camp mode and daddy mode. So I didn't even have a second to blink.
Yeah, that's got to be hard. I mean, you have such a busy life. I don't know how you get time to do anything. I mean, we've been trying to make this podcast happen for 2 months now, and
sorry about that.
finally got you. That's okay.
Yeah.
I know you're busy.
No, and sorry about that, man. It's just part of the new balance I'm having is trying to figure out how to put enough energy into my daughter so that she knows I'm here, and then at the same time put energy into my relationship with my wife, my brands, my goals and dreams and skating. It's just a fun one,
Yeah, you got a lot going on. I don't know how you can juggle it all. It's pretty impressive. If you want to just tell us, or the audience at least, a little bit about yourself, how old you are, how long you've been blading for.
Yeah, so I'm 39. I just turned 39.
Well, happy
been
birthday.
skating since. Hey, thanks, Dougie. I started skating because I played roller hockey with my older brother, and of course, some of y'all met Jordan before. He's my brother, and he's also one of the founders of Cymatics. So he got me into skating and the whole getting on wheels thing. And from that point, I just kind of never really looked back. I was playing hockey for a while and kind of always had issues with authority and with coaches and with rules and all this kind of stuff. So really quickly, once kind of this avenue of grinding and doing your own kind of free thing on skates was open, I just ditched everything team sports related and just started to fly solo or hang out with my older brother and his older friends, which was way cooler than a dickhead telling me to sit on the bench or whatever.
Dude, that's exactly what John Sullivan said when we had him on episode 3. He used to play basketball. Really? He got pissed off at the coaches, and that was that's how he gravitated towards rollerblading. It was the exact same situation. I used to play organized sports also, baseball, soccer, a little bit of football and basketball, but obviously due to my size, that wasn't working out too well. But same shit, dude. Just wanted to do something that you can do on your own time, independent, creative. It's just an awesome thing. I think that's so many people gravitated towards that. Jose, we've never really talked about how you got into skating. You want to share that with everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I got into skating, I used to watched this movie called Mighty Ducks, as well as everyone knows.
Yeah.
And since there was
Yeah.
no ice around my neighborhood, I put on like regular skates that I found, and I just played in my garage and stuff. And my neighbor moved in, he skateboarded, and his big brother roller skated, and he like actually skated. So I went to this store called Big Five. It's kind of like a Dickies, and I got me like some like Rosies, and I just took the middle wheels off. But when I actually got into it was like 2 or 3 years, because I still skateboarded, but I got more into it like 2 or 3 years later. Like I got more serious because I met this dude called Adrian Scoseria, and he was all like, dude, you got to make up your mind. Are you going to skateboard or are you going to roller skate? And I was all like, you're right. I think I am going to roller skate. And then that's when I like went to this skate shop called Roller Skates of America, and I just bought my first pair of skates, and it was the Frankies, the TRS Frankies.
Whoa.
And I bought my first skate video, which was VG22. And yep, I think it was like 05 when I started taking it serious.
Yeah, knowing people's first skate videos kind of gives you a time frame of how long they've been skating. Josh, what was
Hey,
your first skate video?
I think actually my first clip I ever had could be in VG22. It was
No, what's the
something with
first
Lonnie.
skate? What's like the first skate video you bought and were watching, like when you first started skating? Like what time frame was that?
I was around the time of Harvesting the Crust in like Mad Beef kind of generation, because my older brother was already into it. So I got exposed a little earlier to Harvesting the Crust, Mad Beef, Hoax 1 was out, I think, or something like that.
Damn, that's like I don't even know those videos. I think one of my first videos was it was a hoax. It was Hoax 5, I think it was. Yeah, Hoax 5. And then Hoax 6, you can see me in that as a little kid skating at Eisenberg's. I did a little Misty flip in Hoax 6.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Bro, we all got our cameos being from Texas. You know what I mean? Like I remember when the Senate Day of the Rope came out, there was like always hoedown footage, and we would like pause the video and see if we were in the background. Oh, you're in the orange shirt. Oh, look, there's so and so. Oh, because I don't know, with Arlo and with Texas, you know, we're lucky. We had so much exposure so early. You know, everybody came to us. All the pros came to us. It's great.
Yeah, Eisenberg's was like a big reason why we all, you know, kept skating, because we had Eisenberg's and we had a place to meet other skaters. And it was a dope park before they started remodeling it. Every time they remodeled it, it just got worse and worse, unfortunately. But they kept remodeling it for the hoedowns, you know, later in the years before it closed down. And it wasn't that great after that. But the original course was amazing. And, you know, they had ASAs there. So that gave us easy access to skate ASA comps. They had all type. They had a Woodward comp there. I remember Micah Semang beat me, and that was my only chance to ever go to Woodward. I got second, and that little butt munch, he took away my dreams.
Was the year that's the year we all qualified with Relic and went to California, and I hit my head first trick. You remember this moment?
Yes, yeah, True Savannah trick.
First trick.
Okay.
Did you have a helmet on?
Crazy.
I had a helmet on too. Yeah,
lucky.
I had a helmet on.
It was ASA amateur finals, and I talked about this with Kudo because I got 8th place, and they only took top 7, so I didn't get to turn.
I remember. I remember. Fuck.
That was really annoying. And then our friend Christian Washington, who came with us, he actually won the comp, so he got first place.
I think he won, right?
Which was cool.
He won.
He won
I remember that parking lot. I remember that morning. It was just so hot. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. That is kind of the reason I stopped doing True Savannahs. Basically,
really?
Even before Flat Rocker.
That was such a freak accident. We were like, I was just like throwing my hands up. What the fuck? Like, that was so sad to see, because you were dialed in, ready to rock, and then first trick out.
That's kind of been the glow. I don't know if we would call it the Glowicki curse, but that's kind of what it's become over the years. And it's funny. It's been a big like training for me to like chill out always. You know what I mean? Because I do that a lot. I get somewhere and I get so excited. Let's go. I don't think, I just go. And yeah, I get murked.
I have that same problem where I'm like, even if I have like a little injury, I get to a spot and I'm like, all right, Jose, remember, just skate, have a little fun. And once the body gets going and you just get juiced, you're like, you just forget about it. You're not even like, oh, who cares about this injury? You just kind of forget, and you're like, yo, I'm gonna do this. and then boom, you hit whatever you have, and you're like, shit, what did I do?
100%. Sucks.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But
we
it's
get
good.
back up.
It's been for me a super good, meditation almost to like sit with it and realize like I got that fire that can fuck me up, or I can kind of channel it into something cool. It's a cork 9 or something. If not, it's a broken something.
Oh yeah. Well, so far it's been working, man. All that dope shit you've been doing.
Where's
Thank you.
where's your current location? Where are you living at these days?
So I'm about 30 minutes north of Malaga. My wife and I took a little, it's kind of like a little, it's not a farm yet, but it's like a house with a little bit of land. We got about 3 acres.
Damn, dude, that is
So
awesome. I would love to
the plan,
live on land.
yeah, that's the plan is to get sustainable. We grow. I got really into farming and really into kind of, well, I guess not farming, but really into gardening and kind of trying to learn some ways, learn what's around here, trying to hunt mushrooms. I want to be fully sustainable. Yeah, I want to be like have my own water, have my own everything, electricity, whatever it takes. I want to be fully sustainable, and so yeah, that's kind of part of the whole plan and part of the whole dream structure that I'm building with the camps, with everything. It'll all hopefully culminate in some living off grid and having a chill ass compound or whatever.
Well, you've been like
Homestead,
all
whatever
over
you call them.
Europe. You've been all over. You've been all over the world. Why did you settle there? Like, why did that become the place that you decided to put your feet down?
I mean, honestly, a lot of it had to do at the moment for like economical reasons, because I was kind of chasing the dragon for so long. I like to say that I could stretch the money. I could stretch, sponsorship money only so far, In Texas, it didn't go anywhere. In Europe, it went even less, And the more I started to travel, the more I started to come across people like Richie and Dustin Weberski and people that were traveling from different countries, using different currencies, going to Asia, kicking Asia for months, not spending much money, learning the ways, I suppose, of like how to be a pro skater at the time, And I made some extra money one skate camp in Scotland. Quinny, Richie, Montre, and I did a skate camp in Scotland, and we had way too many kids. A bunch of kids signed up extra. And the skate park was so cool, they just gave us everything, and they paid us in British pounds. So of course, at that time the pound was super strong. So I don't know, we must have each made it like 1,000, like 1,000 euros or 1,100 euros. And at that time, of course, teaching, a weekend skate camp, it was the craziest amount of money like ever. So, so I normally would take that money and buy a flight and go back to Texas. It was the end of the summer, and I had been touring and doing just like my summer routine. And my best friend Fred was like, "Yo, let's go to Malaga. I know a girl. It's a cool place. Street skating, blah blah blah." And I was like, like what the hell's Malaga? Yeah, let's go to Barcelona, like everybody, right?
Yeah.
And so we just ended up booking a cheap flight and coming down here. And literally the day I arrived was this thing called La Feria. And the Feria in Europe or in Spain, Italy, the South, these countries, it's like carnival, like the American carnival.
Yeah, the fair.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's a high level too, because they go for 3 or 4 days nonstop. The parents go during the day and party hard. The kids go all night and party hard, and they just interchange this, parents and kids, nonstop. It's like these people, they know how to party here, guys. It's scary. So anyways, long story short, I met Wani, my partner in BladeCamp, the very first night. He took me out to a show, and it was during La Feria, and it was just like, I had come from Roskilde Festival and all these festivals over the summer, and was just like kind of living in a dream. And then I got to Malaga, and it was like the dream kind of continued. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa, a city where there's like maybe something is here. You know what I mean? Like maybe something can work. And literally, like the next day, we went street skating. It was dope. I started filming here, and I think within the first 2 weeks, I had rented an apartment with my friend Fred. And we just said, let's go for it. Let's stay for 3 months. Because I could only get a 3-month visa being an American. And I just said, let's rent a place. We paid for it all in cash up front because we had the money from the Scotland skate camp. and we went in, and that's basically, Medina was here at the moment, so that's when we filmed this like white, I think it was a white SL project, and Razors was paying us for it. It was cool. Razor was paying my friend Aritz as well. So we were hustling together, like Aritz lived in Malaga, but he didn't live with me, but he lived like right next door to me. So we had this like shared hustle, like getting that German money. You know, we used to always make those jokes, you know. And just, yeah, the hustle started here because it worked. Like the numbers worked, you know what I mean? Like I could go to the supermarket, or not even the supermarket. I could go get my fruits and vegetables back in 2011, 2012, 2013, those years, spending about euro or two, and you're coming out with kilos and kilos of veggies, you know? And I
Are you
was
serious? Jeez,
at the
dude, that's
moment,
amazing.
yeah, it was nuts. And our apartment was 400 euros on the beach, 3 bedrooms on the beach, air conditioned, totally renovated. And it was like here, in that bubble of a moment, because it's definitely not like that anymore, it worked. You know what I mean? Everything just kind of worked. The numbers I was pulling from Razors, from Hit on Skate, or from whoever I could at the moment, allowed me
What year
to
was this? Like what year was this that you're talking about right now? Like about what was the time frame?
2013,
Okay.
14 is when it all really kicked off. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I
you've
think I
been
got here in September of 2013.
and you've been there
Mm.
ever since that time?
Mm.
Damn, dude. Do you have
Yeah.
like any like do you ever think about coming back and living in the United States? Is that something
Yeah.
you and
Yeah,
your
no,
wife talk about?
definitely. Definitely. I think to be funny and to be honest, being here really, really gives me the appreciation for the United States. Like, and especially Texas.
In what type
Jesus
of way?
Christ. Texas is the best fucking place on the planet. I swear. I swear. Just
Look at
because
Jose. Jose's like,
there's
I don't
no
know.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
it's just
I like
for,
the values
as the
that.
mentality of Texas people seems to be, at least, you know, when I was in Texas, uh just very, not, let's say, rebellious, but very like, I got this, I don't need the government, like we don't need all this, you know, people in our face and control and stuff, you know, very, very Texas, or at least my
Yeah.
concept of Texas is very like that, you know.
Yeah, very
And
independent.
very independent, you know what I mean? Like we were our own country, you know, like 100 times, you know, so we have our own industry, we have pretty much our own everything. And
Our own
it's
electricity
just,
grid.
yeah, everything. And so it's interesting, you know, and that mentality, I think, is into like a lot of our generation of Texas people. And I really used to think it was this big ego, and I used to kind of suppress it, thinking, damn, we just have the biggest ego on the planet. And traveling in Europe a lot, I noticed we kind of did. Americans, we were known to be dickheads. You know, we were known to just not speak the language, not try to communicate, not try to be in
Yeah.
the culture. We just tried to be on
Yeah.
top of everybody, you know? And it wasn't everybody, but that was kind of the stereotype, right? But now the older I get, the more, and I have a daughter. Now I went through COVID over here and all these just crazy things, and God bless Texas. That's all I can say. God bless Texas.
And Jose, this is coming from somebody who's traveled the world. The world. He knows what
Okay,
he's talking
okay.
about. So be
No,
glad you're
I
here.
mean,
We're glad to have you.
I hear it.
I just mean like, for instance, during COVID, the police officers would come to I live in the country, okay? So I have 2-3 acres. They have to come onto my property a good amount to come to my front door. So during COVID, the cops came to my house, and I was like, hey, go away. Mosey out of here. Like, shoo, you know, because I didn't do anything. Who the fuck are you? Total Texan, total American, you know? And I basically almost got arrested because it's not America.
Damn.
They don't have constitutional rights like we do. They don't have the first, second, third. None of that shit exists over here. It's totally like, it's a joke. So that's what I'm saying. Like this, whatever the States, we got some good things over there. Obviously, we got a lot of stuff we got to fix, but there's a foundation in the States that's incredible, and it's the Constitution. That's it. And it's not in the whole world. It's only there. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
my reality check when I got to Texas. I'm from California, from LA,
yeah.
born and raised. When I first moved out here to Texas back in 2021, I went into 7-Eleven to go put some gas and get a beer, and I just saw like a man with a gun like on his hip, and I was like, what the? And like everyone's so calm, you know. If you seen that shit in LA, people will bug out like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, we walked
I
in,
can't
everybody
imagine.
didn't even bat an eye. Like if it was just a normal thing, he just paid, you know, yeah, let me get gas on pump 10, and you know, just walked out, you know, gun straight on his hip, and I was like, what the fuck? No
It's
one
like
even
the Wild
questioned like,
West.
do you got a permit?
No,
Do you got this? Do you got that?
Yeah.
And then also watching people ride motorcycles with like no helmet, just straight raw dog in the air. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, they don't do that in California?
No, you gotta wear a helmet.
Oh, there's laws for it. Okay, yeah. I don't know. People who ride motorcycles without helmets are crazy. I got
a few.
I got hit by a car riding my moped and got knocked out. I had a Protec skate helmet on, and luckily I at least had that on because the helmet, like I hit the front of my head, I got knocked out. The helmet got knocked off, and it had a big scratch in the front. And yeah, it had a big old scratch in the front where it smashed into the ground. But I woke up as they were putting me into the ambulance, and I was fine. I went to the hospital. They checked me out, but
yeah, I remember Fritz called me when it happened. We were freaking out. Yeah, I remember this.
And we're all saying this, although Glowicki, you do skate with a helmet. Me and Jose don't. We're sitting here talking about the importance of helmets.
It's all good, you know. It's all good. I'm not here to judge nobody, you know. It's just part of my path, you know, is to wear the helmet, you know.
You know what's been looking cool? How Montre wears his helmet and puts like a beanie over it. That shit kind of goes. If I ever skate, I'd probably do that with a helmet.
Yeah, and there's new helmets coming out that are like visor hat like helmets. So I don't know. I had to do it. You know what I mean? I felt like I had to be the the martyr for the helmet because, you know. But my story is I was kind of being a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Because since 2011 or 2010. I've been just full blast teaching. Basically, once razors and started cutting everything, I had to, you know, figure it out on my own. So I started to teach. I started to hustle classes and teach where I could go. Wherever razors would send me, I would teach. I would put up my own workshop. We didn't even have that word then, you know. It was just teaching, you know. And so, yeah, that's how it all kind of got going.
Did you decide to walk away from Razor? Because I know you skate thems now. Did you decide to walk away, or they kind of let you go? Because
no.
Looks and sounds like you were doing a lot for the youth, and I think that's what they want, right? They want somebody to bring more of the youth into skating, and I don't understand how, you know, you weren't kind of a priority at that time, and you were really good at skating too.
Thanks.
And you still are.
What it was just it wasn't the time for the youth. You know, the budgets didn't support. I don't know. I guess I don't know what it was because I also didn't understand it either. But I left on really good terms with razors. I have a lot of respect for Andy. The guys helped me a whole lot, a lot. You know, we had such a cool relationship. I could pretty much hit him up if I was just shit out of luck without anything, no money, no flight, no nothing. He would send me home, or he would send me somewhere, kind of like prepay me for work I had to do later or something like that. We had a cool relationship. So I definitely got to say thanks a lot to that man for a lot of cool opportunities, you know, because of him, I'm here, you know, and I built what I have thanks to him helping me, you know, but which is how it should work. Right. Because in the end, you know, and that was the funny thing. Like I offered him all the kids, you know what I mean? It was like, y'all, I run the draft. Like if it's the NFL draft or the NBA draft, I run it. You know what I mean? It's the BladeCamp. Every kid who's going to be anybody's passing through us. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't the time. I don't know if they just didn't see it, or maybe they didn't have enough kids products ready yet, because who knows, you know?
Well, I have two things. Wasn't there talks of you getting a pro skate through them at one point?
Uh-oh.
Did I mute my mic?
I lost you for a second. Now everybody's back. What are you saying?
Oh, can you hear me? I was saying, I thought I remember hearing that there were talks that you might be getting a pro boot at one point.
Yeah, I had one. I had like an all black Ninja skate design. It was an all blackie. It was cool. It was just a black SL, but super Ninja, and it was supposed to come with the big frame. The big frame was supposed to be the glow frame. Just everything typical kind of style of everything. Like the day before the drop, it got changed. That, you know what I mean? It's
Well, what happened?
just didn't happen. Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. We went through the
reason?
design. No, I mean, yeah, just budgets. It was always just not the right time, or it just didn't. Yeah, it just didn't come fully to happen. You know. So
Because recently, I
no,
know
and then
Tom. Oh, go ahead.
I was
I
just
think
gonna
you
say there
broke.
were. I mean, there were a lot of talks of doing a. You know, they wanted to do a blading camp skate at one time. We talked about, but you know, it just never. It wasn't the right. It wasn't the right. It wasn't the right. It wasn't the right thing. You know, I'm not
Well,
gonna.
you
No
know,
way.
with as far as
Sorry.
razors go, you know, Tom Moyes put out a video talking about how, you know, they mistreat their riders. You know, they don't take care of them. They're doing a lot of things that he had some really good points. So I just wanted to kind of see if you saw any of that. But it sounds like they were really good to you. They took great care of you when you were with them. Although that was how many years ago? 5-10 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, exactly. No, and the thing is I'm the kind of person also that I just kind of go to the source. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think a lot of times, a lot of the problems with these companies happen between communication problems between the owner and the general manager, team manager, blah, 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 blah. Because 9 times out of the 10, you know, you're not dealing with the source. You're getting, you know, told from the second person that you can't do this, you can't do that. So after I learned the game quickly, I just started going straight to the source and just, you know.
Got to cut out
You
the
know, like I
middleman.
learned quickly how just to play safe and just learn the game until the time came, you know.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I think I know COVID gave rollerblading a real big boost, but I think it was kind of starting to lose momentum for a little bit. I know
Mm.
Fritz's shop started doing really good during COVID. It seems like a lot of people were going back to skating. They wanted to get outdoors. Everybody was stuck in their house, you know, restless. And then a lot of old heads picked it back up, started getting back into it. But the youth is what it needs if it's going to survive, and that's, you know, that's the awesome thing that you do, and I want that to be the main topic of our discussion. So let's go ahead and get into that. If you want to talk about your blade camp that you run and how, you know, how all that came to be.
Cool. So I guess tagging along to the story of how I got to Malaga, like, so previously before being here, I was teaching. So Montre, Richie, Quinny, Fred, whoever kind of was around our crew at the time we would just go around doing this thing called gypsy camps. And we did it 4, 5, 6 years. And we'd always do it in Sweden. We'd always do it in Holland. We'd always do it in Denmark. We had kind of our plans, our schedules. So we got to know the parents, right? And one mother jokingly one day said, "Oh, how's life in Malaga? I wish I could send my kid down there to see you." And I was like, "What? Like, you'd send me your kid? Hold on a second." So I got in contact with a couple other moms because I'm super meticulous. I keep PDFs of every person that I've ever met. I have their email, I have their contact. I'm very like, try to be organized in certain aspects of life. Even though right now I'm sitting in disaster at my table, certain things I keep meticulously, you know? So anyways, I contacted a couple other moms and I was like, "Yo, so-and-so's gonna thinking about sending me their kid in this week. What do you think?" And I kind of tampered the idea out there and fished it out to a couple of moms. And before you know it, I had like 7 or 8 moms that were like, "Hell yeah." So it was like, holy fuck. And this was also the same moment that I had just did the first winter clash flight school. It was when Gypsy Camp died officially, because the word gypsy was basically like saying the N word. Really,
Yeah.
really, and ignorant me
It's all these
never really
woke people.
understood that
That's what it
concept,
is.
you know? And so as soon as I realized that, I aborted that project right away, and it became officially flight school, which then I incorporated flight school into now. With Blading Camp is, you know, it's part of Blading Camp, our kind of whole program, you know. So yeah, the moms were on board. I had a couple moms on board, and ran numbers here, and it was like, wow, you know, we could do this possibly. So we rented an empty house. We rented 3 vans, and because at the time, you know, you could only fit like 7, 8 people per van. So we wanted 20 people. Yeah, 3 vans and a car, 2 vans and a car. My wife drove one. You know, we hired a kid to drive one. Alejandra crashed one of them, and yeah, we just
Oh no, were there campers
year
inside?
year one is I am gonna write a book eventually, but year one was the wildest, most amazing year ever because it was so authentic and so pure, and we made so much. Probably lost around 15 to 10,000 euros in just being stupid, not understanding life and not understanding taxes and rental cars and missing flights and blah blah blah, and, so yeah.
Were there kids in the van whenever you crashed it?
So no, she backed up into another car in
Oh,
the parking
she.
lot, but we
Oh,
lost
okay,
a
good.
G. They took a G because how things work over here. It was part of your. They just took the deposit, so it was a G. And a moment where 1,000 was just like so much money, So
especially for something so unnecessary.
right, it was a broken taillight, and we even found a brand new taillight from Mercedes, put it in, and brought the car back brand new, and they still took the deposit. No, it's just yeah.
Where do where do they stay whenever they come like to Blade Camp? Where do all the kids stay? I've seen like Instagram photos of y'all have like these look like really nice places with like a pool and stuff like that. Do y'all have a house or do y'all rent a spot during camp or how does all that work?
So the goal has always been to have our own place, to have like our own little land. Like I want a mega ramp and Wani wants a skate park. So at some point we're gonna have to buy the farm and do it. But right now we are still just renting. We rent pretty much. We have two houses we jump between depending on their availability, and but they're both like super high caliber, like traditional countryside Spanish house. The whole idea is like a cultural project based around skating. So the food is all traditional, the sleeping is all traditional, the routes are all the small little roads through the mountains to get lost and dizzy and see all the cool stuff, besides
So
going to 8 incredible skate parks.
what do you by traditional, what do you mean as far as food and sleeping?
So yeah, it's just like a countryside house, which means it's like these big Spanish, they call them cortijos. They're like where families and workers used to live when they would have to harvest olives or harvest the grain or harvest food. So you can sleep, about 50, 60, 70, 80 people in one of these places. And they're beautiful accommodations. They're all super clean, really nice, but it's all traditional. So it's like traditional design, traditional structure, super cold in the summer, even though there's no air conditioning, really warm in the winter, even though there's no heat. This kind of traditional Spanish style they got going on. It's dope. It's really cool. So I try to keep a really sound relationship with just these two houses, and I just go with them, and they provide us with our food. And so we've been working with the same houses now for close to 5 or 6 years. So we have now like this crazy menu. Like our menu is all certified and designed by a nutritionist, and it's like super vegan, vegetarian, everything, whoever wants it. We have a morning routine with meditations and yoga every single morning. We just basically try to think of what everybody would like. We try to think of it all, and now it's been so many years. We're on year 9. So like all the little water leaks and problems I've been having are really getting tighter and tighter. You know what I mean? So it's just getting better and better. It's cool.
Well, it's like
so I had it. I'm sorry to cut you off, Josh,
yeah,
but
go ahead.
I have a very important question. Because let's say my daughter skates now, and those camps look very interesting. Let's say, what am I looking at if I wanted to send her and possibly me myself going, over there? Like, what am I looking at?
Like
well,
price,
I mean,
like
what we
price
do,
wise?
the camp got really famous for. No, you're good. You're good. We kind of got really popular because we just have one price. So what we do is I built it to be like Cancun, right? So
Like all
basically,
inclusive,
kids
you just pay.
we pick all the kids up from the airport, right? So parents, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Y'all still there?
Oh yeah, did we lose you for a second?
Okay. How about? Oh, you're back. You're back. Are we all good?
Okay, cool.
So you were saying like you try to
You
create
pick
like an
them up from the airport.
yeah, like an all
Okay.
inclusive
So yeah.
experience.
So basically, you know, this whole thing was built around the idea of all-inclusive Cancun style. How when I was a kid, spring break was. I remember hearing, "Oh, you pay one price, you get a wristband," right? So when I started to build it, I designed it just like that, thinking in the parents and the kids, because basically, if I'm a parent, I can just throw my kid on an airplane and forget about it for a whole week. I pick them up, treat them, take them everywhere, do everything for a week. Pay, you know what I mean? We pay for everything that they need, their budgets, they're sleeping, they're skating, everything. And then we put them back on the airplane and send them home. So that was about the convenience, you know what I mean? To that way parents would, you know what I mean, do it, because it was a very, I don't know what I mean, like a very bold move to try to get kids, you know what I mean? Because you know what I mean, we had the experience, but we had a brand new brand and nobody knew it really who was behind it. So to try to present this confidence that send us your kids, and first year they sent us 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, you know what I mean, even though we said only over 13, you know. But getting back to Jose's question, the camp every year the price will vary every year, because basically since the last 2 years all the costs for camp have gone up. So I've had to been raising the price a little bit. So camp price right now this year is set at 400 at 950 euros. And that's just your whole entire week, everything taken care of. So basically you book your flight and you pay for camp, and that's it. All you got to do is wake up and make your daily skate bag, and we take care of absolutely everything. So you don't have to think for, 6 days until you get back on the airplane.
And y'all,
Nice.
it's separated by boys and girls, right? Do you do a separate one for girls, or are they all together? Is it separated by age? How do you divide the kids up?
So it depends on the week, right? So we do so many different weeks now. We do a blading week that is only inline, right? And only inline week generally has 40 riders each year, give or take. And they're always about 30 kids under 15, under 16. And then a handful of adults, 7, 8, 9, 10 adults that are just shredders, or that are just adults wanting to learn or whatever. And so, yeah, we divide up, of course, we divide by the boys and the girls. Adults, kids got to go to bed early. Normally, Montre and I are the ones who have to be the responsible ones and get all the kids in bed and make sure you brush your teeth. I guess we're the fathers. Montre was the original father of the camp, but now I'm a dad as well, and I get it. So, yeah.
Who are some of the other counselors that y'all have there, like other skaters that are teachers and help out?
What, you cut out a little bit. What'd you say, Josh?
Who are some of the, you said Montre Livingston, who are some of the other counselors or other bladers that help out and teach out there?
So it's hard. I've been trying to keep a sound. I like to keep good relationships with the same people, right? So I normally just want the same people every single week, but that's not really possible, right? So the circle is open pretty wide. So, Joe comes a lot. Joe Atkinson comes a lot.
Yeah, use some last names whenever you're talking about people, in case the listeners or watchers don't know who you're talking about.
Cool. Yeah. So Joe Atkinson comes a lot. Nils Johnson's a pretty big staple with us. Of course, Mary Munez is a big staple in camps. Montre Livingston, Tomo Shibelik is starting to work with us. He's been with us about a year, and he's just been crushing it. So Tomo just built himself a good space in our hearts real fast. And then Patricia, I don't know how to say Patricia's last name. She's also a Polish rider. She's awesome. She's starting to play with us too, and she's top coach and just top human. So, and we're open up to quad skating as well now too. So that's really fun. We get to play with, we get to just hang out with a bunch of awesome people, man. It's great. It's nice.
Yeah, I bet the kids love having such a close interactions with some of their favorite skaters, learning from them directly. Getting to become friends with them. That just seems like a dream come true for something. I wish we would have had something like that back in the day. Although, we did have the Eisenberg skate camp back in the day.
Right.
And Arlo would be there. I think Fritz was a teacher there, but pros would come through. I know Chris Farmer was there one year. So yeah, it's so great for the youth. It really helps the sport grow. What would be how many weeks do you do it out of the year? Is it 1 week only, 2 weeks? What's the time frame, and what are the dates that these usually go on?
Cool. So it's varying every single year, right? So when this thing started, we didn't kind of know what to expect, right? So every year it started to kind of double. It went from like 60 people to 120, and then to like 160, and then crushed with COVID. So and then after the year of COVID, we were programmed to have like nine or 10 weeks. It was programmed to be the biggest, kind of like our biggest year ever. And then this whole COVID thing happened, and that was just a wild experience too. Lots of stories for that one too. So
I don't want to get into any COVID stuff too much. YouTube doesn't like when you talk about that stuff.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And nobody, you're not
Just
gonna
call it
like our
vid.
stories.
Call it when you were on.
But
I'm just teasing.
but generally nowadays we're doing
We're not
between
even
4.
famous yet, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This channel's too small. They're not looking at. Hey, but maybe one day we're hoping. Okay, go
Hey,
ahead.
it will. So it's changed. When it started, it was all summer. It was summer camps, because it was built for kids around European summer vacation. We did it only in July and August, so that basically every German, every European and British country around could hit the holidays. You know what I mean? To open up to every kid. But what's actually funny is we have like a 75% camper return rate, which is like really crazy for us. But the campers, once they come in summer and they get roasted with the Malaga heat, they don't want to come back to summer. They normally come back to spring, or now they come back to fall. So what started as this popular summer thing has now kind of slowed down a lot in the summer, and now it's popping in the spring months and in the cooler times, in the autumn weeks, or autumn months. So yeah. So we do one in April, we'll do one in May, we'll probably do one in June. We'll do one, I think the plan for 2025 is to do one per month, blading camp. And so from April until September, we'll have something going every month, basically. There'll be theme weeks, like Ladies Week will be in maybe July and August. Blading Week will be in July. There's mixed weeks in April. So yeah, the best thing for anybody to do would be jump on Instagram or jump on the Blading Camp website just to see all the dates that are out, because we just offer a lot of different variety, you know what I mean? Because some weeks are super popular. We have like a plus 18 week, which normally sells out like really, really, really quick. And Ladies Week always sells out because it's just nothing like that in the world. Old ladies only, week. And then strictly Blading Week. Then
Did
we do mixed
old
weeks.
ladies?
Old ladies, yeah.
Like
old ladies in old ladies in skirts.
Whoa.
No, I'm just joking.
How old are we?
Only ladies week, like ladies only.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Old ladies week.
Sorry, I thought I heard old lady.
Only
ladies.
My
Okay,
bad.
okay.
My bad.
My apologies.
Nah. Is the website? Is it just bladecamp.com?
BladingCamp.com. Yeah. BladingCamp.com.
BladingCamp.com. Let's see.
So like our April week, our spring week is
BladingCamp.com.
really popular with a lot of the European countries because it's cool. Most of Europe is in March and April. Most of Europe is snowed out, super cold. They've been in their house since October. So normally April is pretty popular week because it's warm down here. So everyone's like, oh yeah, get me out of here, let's go.
What's like a typical day for a camper? Like,
so
how does it go?
Typical day is we wake up about 8:30, 8:15, 8:30. There's a morning routine, which is either like a guided meditation or just the stretching, something super chill to wake up with. Breakfast is always provided by awesome grandmothers cooking everything. We jump on the bus every day at 10 o'clock. We get to the first skate park by 10:30, 10:40. Lessons start from 11 until around 2, 11 until 3. We have lunch around 2 or 3 again. Same around, everything dances a little bit, so lunch around 2 or 3. And then we always hit the water. So we go to a beach, we go to a lake, we do something that just cools you off because it's pretty warm, And then around sunset, 6 o'clock, we fire up the second skate park or the second session and have another 3-hour sessions with lessons and everything up until sunset. And then back home for dinner, go to sleep, and repeat that, copy paste for 5 days. And you got blading camp.
Damn, dude, I bet it's so much fun. I bet the kids love it. It sounds exhausting though. I go skating twice a week, and
it's for us. I think for us, for the coaches, for everybody, it's a lot. I know. They're like 18-hour days, you know.
damn.
You guys should do like a blading camp for adults, because some of these grown-ups be lacking too.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Is that shots at me, Jose?
No, you're just too lazy. I never said you're not good. You're just lazy. Every time we go to a spot, you don't want to skate, and I know
I want to film. I'm trying to put y'all on, man. I skate. I'm old, man. I can't say I'm 38, so man, I've been
We're
skating
getting
since I
there.
was 12 years old.
Yeah. And
it'd be cool to make like an adult camp, like go hang out with the boys, have some drink.
I mean, they have Woodward.
Yeah, so
Woodward.
It's called a vacation, maybe. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, and we do. We have that was actually the week we just finished about 2 weeks ago. It's our fall fling week, and we call it Big Kids Week, or we call it Fall Fling. And it's only open to people over 18, because there you can drink, you can have ciggies, you could do kind of whatever. You can't do whatever, because even during that week, we don't want ciggies and alcohol at the lessons or during skating moments. But the rest of the time, I'm chill. When it's the blading and kids weeks and stuff, I'm just nuts, because we mix the adults and the kids, right? So you know what I mean? Like, I have to kind of be the guy, always.
And it makes sense. You don't want the kids going back. You don't want the kids going back to their parents. Like, man, they were pounding beers the whole
exactly. And but the funny story is, there's y'all will laugh about this. Over here, I clashed a lot with my Spanish support here, because it's a different world here. Everybody smokes ciggies here, and not everybody smokes ciggies here. Everybody thinks it's their God-given right to smoke a ciggy wherever the hell they want. and I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But don't show up to my summer camp with a bunch of kids blowing ciggies out, like right when the bus stops, and there's a bunch of kids walking through it when it's a sports camp. You know what I mean? So normally I don't have to be like this. The first couple of years, I had to be real strict with everything, but I think as I grow and change as a human and chill out and whatever, I think calmer people are starting to come to camp. You know what I mean? I think when I was at Wild Child the first couple of years, I had Wild Child camps. You know what I mean? Like, we had crazy camps. But the calmer I get, the more I kind of start to trust and slow down things. I noticed the whole public has completely changed. There's doctors coming. There's lawyers coming. The public that Blading Camp has is really, really cool right now, because it's a niche of a niche. So we get the niche nerd bladers, but then everything we do with Instagram and targeting and all this, new marketing is towards this older generation of first-time skaters. And this year we got a lot. So we're talking 40-year-old people or even older. I had a 55-year-old here with me last week, and he crushed it. And they're the ones who have been kind of signing up lately. So it's really, really, really interesting what's happening right now. It's like we're reaching a new audience finally, and I don't know actually really how, but something's working. It's really cool, really, really cool. Like rec skaters, you know what I mean? Not bladers, just people who want to learn how to skate, and because that's kind of the goal, we're trying to get out of the niche blading. Not get out of it, but not get stuck in it. You know what I mean? Like, we want urban, we want to do more types of events. We don't want to just do blading, you know what I mean? Because it's a big world out there, there's a lot of cool people. So,
and you said y'all are introducing quads to it this year. Is that going to be brand new, or did y'all do it last year?
No, the quad thing has been going on now. You know what? It's really funny to say this. We're probably one of the oldest quad. I don't know that much about the quad. I can't say it, but we have been supporting the quad community now for almost 10 years and hosting. Wow. Yeah. And no one knows it because we don't talk about it. We don't push it, but we are, you know what I mean? Like, we are the home for skaters. That's why I kind of bootlegged Arlo's Eisenberg's thing, because that's what it is now. Like, when I see Blading Camp, it's a home for skaters. You know what I mean? Like, it's, for me, that's what the feeling is. And I always had that in my mind with Arlo, with Eisenberg's. I loved that. Always loved it. Come home. And camp has become that, you know, to so many people now, because we're at 2,000, over 2,400 people have come.
Damn.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. And
y'all-
like I
are y'all-
said, over 60, 70% repeats. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
Y'all have any
awesome.
like any bladers y'all have turned out that are now skating in competitions or anything like that?
I mean, then every top skater that you know right now, all the little Polish dope kids, all the Danish weapons that are out there, they're all campers.
Weapons.
They're all campers. All the new Spanish kids that are coming out from the Federation that are, you know, incredible skaters were our kids, you know, like Carla, you know, Carla from Spain. She's incredible. And I wouldn't say she comes from camp, but I taught her in Barcelona, you know, like forever ago. And then she came to camp. And so, yeah, basically that's what I was saying earlier. BladeCamp honestly feels like the draft, you know, like if I could somehow put it into words for people, it's like the NFL draft. If you're a company, if you're Mesmer or you're Gods or you're somebody and you're looking for somebody dope for your team, you should probably hit me up and probably come to camp, because you'll find the next badass person here. Because anybody who's won anything right now has been, minus kind of maybe the Japanese people, you know, but even some Japanese kids have come too, you know.
I was just about to mention that right now. They're, speaking of weapons, they are creating some very strong and very good weapons over there.
So
young
cool. And that's
also.
Takeshi. That's Takeshi. That's
Dude.
why, like, I'm so like
that
repetitive.
Girl Sal,
Sal, and that's Kevin. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
she is incredibly good. Very, very
But if you
good.
notice this real cool trend, these people, just almost similar to Nicole, Sal, these people, they have mentors, they have coaches, they have Takeshi, they have BladeCamp, they have Mary, they have Joe, they have Nils. Nils has a school. Mary's got a school. Everybody should have a school. We all need schools. Rollerblading is still fun, needs a school. It's just, I don't know how.
I can teach people how to mess up on a podcast. I tend to do that a lot.
It's
Just kidding.
It's not only that. What it is it's not that you're good or you're a pro skater or this or that. It's any skater, any person with experience can share that experience in the simplest form, you know. And that is a big thing right now, because everybody is coming out of the woodworks claiming to be camp, claiming to do this. It looks easy type coaching type thing, and it's actually really, really dangerous, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen people try to do what I do with people and crush them, fall on them, like, you know, break kids' noses because they fall on top of them, you know what I mean? Like, people try to drop in with each other by wrists and things like this, and just things that are so dangerous, you know. Like,
It's like when you see some dad at the skate park who doesn't skate or skateboard trying to teach his kid to drop in and like holding their arm.
And
they
they
don't have
get
skates
murked.
on. The kid drops in and they're still holding him.
And you're still holding the arm.
Yeah, the kid just
twisted. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on.
Yeah.
The dad's yelling at him like he's a soccer coach or a football coach or something.
Yeah, and I noticed it a lot because I had a lot of coaches coming in to teach and people coming in to teach, and I noticed, like, God damn, nobody gets it. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's been a big thing I've been building for the last couple of years is this kind of fundamental base work of teaching. And, you know, hopefully I can drop it sometime soon. I can finish it, you know, but there's got to be some sort of industry standard. And that's what I'm trying to basically create, you know, and let's see where that goes, you know, start teaching the teachers how to properly teach instead of teaching how to fall on each other. And it's just crazy because the quad community also, no one knows how to fucking teach, dude. Nobody. There's a handful of people out there that know how to skate, let alone, right? You can't teach somebody you can't, like, I mean, I don't want to tell you all this, but it's just hilarious. You can't teach somebody to step on, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't. But, you know, some people don't get it and there's just whatever. But, you know, teach somebody to step on. It's like teaching somebody to jump like this. No, you jump with 2 feet. You don't jump.
Yeah, whatever. The proper techniques and everything.
You don't want to. it's like don't teach half-ass. Just teach the
It's
way it
just
should be done.
dangerous. Nobody gets it. It's fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? You're dealing with somebody with a body. And if they're not an 11-year-old kid, then they're not a noodle and they can get really worked with just one fall, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I guess
you
since I'm
have,
around it so much, I'm just very opinionated about it, you know? Like I want I want to have the standard because I feel like I have designed the best, safest way for nobody to get hurt. And I take people with me over launch boxes. I take people with me over the spine ramp. You know what I mean? Like I have my way. Maybe y'all have seen photos of it, but I have ways of carrying people with me down rails, over jump boxes, everything. And it's never failed me yet. And it's gives the person that super boost of confidence because it's muscle memory, right? It's muscle memory. Once they do that a couple times with me, I walk away and they do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
It's
that. Oh,
incredible.
I feel it. I feel it. Like I feel it. I can
Exactly.
do it. I
Exactly.
feel it.
Exactly.
do they have
So,
I assume the kids like sign waivers and stuff like that. Have you ever had any like legal trouble with anything or anybody get hurt while at camp?
unfortunately, people get hurt at camp. Coaches get hurt at camp. Organizers get hurt at camp. We all go down sometimes. You know, I have like more insurance than you could ever imagine. I have insurance for my insurance because you know it's a sketchy world out there. Nothing has happened, you know, like crazy legally. No problems, thank God. Everybody signs waivers. I think everybody signs 2 waivers, if I'm not mistaken. They have a legal one when they register, they sign with their payment, and then they have another one they sign by hand when they get here. So I treat it just like a skate park, you know. Just we're here to provide a service, but we're not liable for nothing, you know.
Yeah, this is like incredible. This is why I wanted to bring you on the podcast to talk about this because, like you said, you're setting the standard for this. You want, kids coming up to learn how to skate, grow the sport. What you're doing is just incredible. As far as like expansion goes, is it something that you would want to like franchise out or say because Fritz teaches lessons here in Dallas. What if he wanted to start a camp? Are you willing to, let people use your brand and your name to start something similar somewhere else? And then, obviously you would collect from that. Is that something you're looking into or willing to do?
So the plan right now is basically to build. So I have it almost finished. So what my goal is to get the certification program basically ready, and then I would like to offer this to Fritz or Steve in Holland who has his school, or anybody local who has their little skate school who is teaching and trying to grow. So the idea is I want to certify them to the industry standard of teaching. From that moment, they'll be able to use the BladeCamp name and say they are certified BladeCamp teachers. As we've grown in the last 10 years, we have become the industry standard. So people use us all the time. Like, I work for BladeCamp. Oh, wow. And it sounds funny, but they're real type things. You know what I mean? So we got to use these advantages, use these to our advantage, you know? So that's it. The idea would be then to offer that person, let's say Fritz is now certified from BladeCamp. He could start his own sort of BladeCamp Academy type thing, or use the name or not use the name, do whatever he wants. But the kicker will be he can then come to BladeCamp and work and be one of our coaches, no problem. He'll be certified with the plan. He'll know what he's doing. And then the idea is hopefully he would come. Maybe he could bring some of his campers from states, or the idea is to just build this global network of instructors who are certified, who have teachers, who have kids, who have their own thing going, that can jump in and out, come down, learn more, share, and just build the community from the bottom up.
Dude, you're doing it so big. Like, you're doing it huge. I can't believe it. Like, I'm so proud of you, I want to say. We go
Thanks,
back,
Josh.
we go back.
Love you, man.
We've known each other for what, maybe almost 20 years, probably at least 15 years. But to see what you're doing
Long
is
time.
just like, it makes me so happy. And I'm glad somebody's doing it because, like we talked about earlier, the youth is what's going to keep the sport alive and what's going to have it grow and continue. And we can't just have a bunch of 40-year-olds at the skate park and that's it. We got to,
Exactly.
That's why I think skating's, I don't know if it's not as big in America as it is, I think, overseas right now. That's why I wanted to see about if you were willing to like franchise it out or get it spread out, because that's what we need. And
no, I'm definitely open. I'm open to all sorts of collaborations with anybody can think about it. The idea I actually have is that BladeCamp is a platform, right? It is an open source platform that you can think about. That I feel like anybody who has ideas and has some sort of formula can jump in, plug that formula into this system and go. You know what I'm trying to say? It's such a project that's so abundant. There's so many sides of this project, from online teaching to regular, like, we're expanding this year with flight schools. So flight schools are going to start to kind of take off. We're going to start doing daily flight schools in different various countries. You know, I've been contacted already by a couple of different places. We're doing one in Malaysia at the end of the month that popped up 2 weeks ago. So that one is already almost sold out. Super cool. Joe and Mary, Mary's going to be there with Soichiro. So that's going to be really cool. They're going to work together on a project for the first time. And Joe and Note will also be there. So depending on how many people are there, we might have a little bit more support with them. So let's kind of see. But the flight schools are kind of 6 hour, 4 hour like day crash course program. And it works really well for us because it gets everybody to know the brand and know the instructors. And normally what happens is everybody who comes to a flight school normally comes down to summer camp. It's just how it works perfectly. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of our first step in growth this year, is kind of expand that. And then the certification is on the table. So hopefully I get that out, you know.
That's beautiful. Jose, do you have anything else about BladeCamp? Anything else you want to ask him about? I think he's covered everything. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, he just about wrapped it up, man. And you know what? You sound like excited about it, the way you speak about it. So, and then I feel like you found your passion, you know, what you love. Like, fuck the whole traveling, skating, trying to be pro, the money. Like, you're actually doing something you love, and you know, you could hear it in your tone, and in your voice. You know, when you speak about it, like you're really happy and proud of what you're doing, and
Thanks,
that's
Jose.
kind of fucking. That's pretty tight. It gives me hype to just grab Natalie and go be like, let's learn something today.
Yeah, and y'all listen, when life allows, just come and we'll work all the silly details out. It's not expensive, it's not hard, flights are cheap. You just got to do it all with time and do it kind of smart and everything. And you know what I mean? You don't need nothing once you're here. It's easy. So y'all are invited at any moment in life. Come, because not only just to camp, but just come to Malaga and kick it, you know, because we have space. Our house is big enough for plenty of people, you know, and we don't like our house empty. It's fun. It's fun to have a house full of friends, you know?
Nice.
So
Jose, we need to plan out a Europe trip.
Yo, get some passports. It's on recorded. So, you know,
yeah,
it's on the record.
And the thing is too, we can do it. You can do it cool. We can do some live streams at camp. We could, Josh, you can come and work. You could film. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying, y'all. When all this rolls off and we're tired and we got a little bit more energy, we'll talk about all details. But I have budgets for y'all, for my friends, for anybody trying to get here. We have a community project as well. So obviously this wouldn't really apply to y'all because y'all are family, but community project is this thing I started with Julio like 4 or 5 years ago. Julio started it, but he brought me in to help. So it's a donation project where he started by donating $1,000 to BladeCamp. So when he did that, we took the opportunity to say, look, let's go public with this because this is really, really cool. Nobody has ever supported anything BladeCamp has done. Nobody. Julio jumps in, sends us money, and says, go help some kids. Didn't say anything else, didn't want anything else, just go help some kids. So at that moment, I just took it upon myself to say, wow, like this is just the top of the top. Here we go. So we blew it up in our community, ended up raising 4,000 euros on top of John's money that he donated. So nice. We ended up that year having close to 4,000 to 5,000 euros of money, donated money, that we then used to bring 7 kids from all over the world to camp. We paid their flights, we paid their food, we paid everything.
Damn.
So we got we got 3 kids from Poland. And they're the kids right now that just won the 360. All those kids that you just saw win that Polish rail contest that was so dope. Those were the kids we invited to come to camp.
Oh, that
3-4 years ago. Yeah, you see those kids crushing it. Those are our kids, you know. So nice. Tomo brought them like 4 years ago on the project. So on top of that, we brought other kids from Scotland, from England, from Romania, just from some Spain, just kids that couldn't afford it, you know. And we have this formula on the website where mom and dad or kids can fill out and just, tell us their story. I can't want to come, but I can't book the flight. Blah, 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 whatever. They tell us their story, and we just budget it out throughout the year, as much as we can. So I'm hoping this year to kick that project off again. I haven't talked to John about it, but hopefully we can do it again, because it's cool to see the community support the community. And all it takes is one gesture and it goes. It's really interesting. It's really cool,
That's great for Jon Julio to help out like that. He seems like he cares about the sport a lot. You can see it in the things that he does. But
he's just
really awesome.
smart. He's just really smart man. He's got all my love and respect. And the thing about it too is he's a father. So it's just like when I see John, I'm just like, what a G. You know what I mean? He's got wife and kids, and he's crushing it, going to baseball games, doing it all, and then skating every day, putting out the coolest stuff, making all these dope moves, open in New York. You know what I mean? This Shishiro stuff. It's just the best, man. That's where to aim. He's got the vision.
Well, yeah. So I got
the best.
I got the website up on the screen right now, bladingcamp.com. So everybody be sure to check that out. I'm sure Glow, they have like a way they can contact you or contact somebody if they have any more questions. I don't know what they could possibly ask. You just gave us like so much great information about the camp. So thank you for all that. I'm sure the listeners are going to really enjoy that.
I appreciate you, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I do want to jump on a different subject real quick, and this will kind of be the last thing we'll talk about is Cymatics urethane, since you are one of the co-owners of the company. And I just want to kind of know, like, what is you got the shirt on?
My favorite shirt ever, bro.
Yeah, that one's dope. What's that? That's like based on a Joy Division album.
Yeah, it's the
cover,
Joy Division bootleg. Yeah.
That's dope. Dude, I have that shirt. When I wear that shirt, people always ask me about it.
Everybody asks me about this shirt. Everybody. It's so good. Huh?
That brings me to a question about Cymatics. Who does the designs for the company? Because the logos are always on point. They're clean, they're fresh, they're nice.
Yeah.
Like any Cymatics shirt I wear, people ask me about it. Who does all the designs for it?
Our friend Mendo from Peru does everything. Fritz, Fritz in his journeys into Peru. Fritz loves Peru, and I do too. But I didn't get such a strong connection as Fritz did, with the local community there. So he met a guy named Mendo who originally started doing the first elephant design for carriers. I think Mendo's done it all since the first day. And his Cymatics stuff, you're absolutely right, is on point. And a lot of these ideas are his. We give him keywords, we give him kind of photos, and he just crushes it. Absolutely crushes it.
What's your role in the company? Because I know your brother and Fritz, your brother Jordan and Fritz, they're here in America, but you are on the other side of the world. So what is it that you do for them?
So basically my role in everything is the kind of communication, right? I would say I'm the guy hitting up all the shops. I'm the kind of the first contact point between Cymatics, the brand, and the shop, and somebody, once that doors open, Jordan, my brother, will take over, because they're going to be ordering something. He'll be shipping them something or whatever. On top of that, I take care of a lot of the team stuff, like getting the next generation people, kind of who we're looking at. That's kind of my eyes using blading camps to kind of figure out who we want for the future, who's kind of gonna rock and roll in the future.
Oh, that might be a conflict of interest there. You get first pick of the blading camp best skaters. You can grab them before anybody else can.
I mean, call it conflict of interest or call it fucking genius, whichever one you want to say.
I say fucking genius.
I'm saying, well, I mean, why? This is why we did it, because we did Cymatics because why not? You know what I mean? Like we didn't do Cymatics to compete. You know what I mean? Like we're not here trying to be better or compete with any other company or any other brand. We did Cymatics because why not? Like let's have fun, and we already, like Fritz and I alone have our own markets. Like we don't have to pull off of so many other people. You know what I mean? Like with the camps and with carriers and with things like that, we already kind of had our own thing going. So the wheels and kind of this company was just the next logical step. You know what I mean? And that's it. Just to kind of bring variety. you know, to not do something just a regular white wheel, you know, even if we maybe do a white wheel in 10 years, you know, not to just do something that's already been done, you know, to do something. Our whole goal is to add basically value and add more products to the existing market. You know what I mean? That's why we made the 95A 60 millimeter. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't exist, and it's a good idea, especially for Aeon skaters. You know, so kind of we're just trying to diversify the market. We're not trying to make the same 58 millimeter that Dead makes or the same 80 millimeter that LaBeta has. We're not. You know what I'm trying to say? We're not trying to do that. We're trying to have something innovative and fun, and yeah, it's awesome.
There's a lot of wheel companies right now, so that's you kind of already answered my question. Like, what is Cymatics doing to stand out in an oversaturated market such as rollerblading wheels? Just make different products. Yeah, go ahead.
That's it. The idea is to hit on something that's not been done. You know what I mean? And especially because we come from such a variety, you know what I mean? Like, we skate big wheels, we have the quad thing going, like, it's just, you know what I mean? We don't have to be so plugged into aggressive grinding, you know what I mean? Which is obviously where we niched in and what's what we are, but you know what I mean? There's no reason to not go to other markets, you know what I mean? Keep things nice. The thing is too, is I don't want to fight for, I don't know, I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to be in this kind of dog eat dog aggressive type industry. And that's really cool with Cymatics. We're not in that. We have built our own thing that's not, it feels clean. Like, it's good. It's not cannibalistic. It's not like this hating type shit. It's like this, it's really cool. You know, it's really cool what Cymatics has done. I don't know how, but it got its own little, like, Clockwork Orange type feeling, culty, cool, something, you know what I mean? Like, it just worked. Mendo's design, something about it, just, I don't know, it's awesome. You know what I mean?
I know.
And a lot of people react to it.
Yeah, it's because of the people who are behind it. You, your brother, Fritz, like, y'all are all such amazing people and care about skating so much. And also, are free thinkers. Y'all want to do y'all's own thing. Like you said, you're not sitting here trying to compete for crumbs in this oversaturated urethane market. Like, y'all are just doing it to do it and don't care. And I think that type of mentality is really setting Cymatics apart and, really attracting people to the brand. And, it's starting to take off. And plus, y'all got like two of the best skaters in the world on y'all's team. So that doesn't hurt.
Seriously.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was a big couple of months right there. That was interesting.
Yeah, so everybody check out cymaticsbrand.com. Get you some Cymatics wheels. Jose is on their flow team. He skates them. I skate them.
Hell yeah, y'all skate them so good, huh? Worst thing about it is I still don't have my 60 mils. I'm waiting for my box. It's hard, huh?
Well, what
I both. I think we're all on the same page right now.
Yeah, poor Jose. He's having a hard time getting his wheels.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing. We can already say this. The blue 50, the blue 60 mil already sold out. So that's sweet. I'll take that. Awesome. I'll take that moment to drop that one. Yeah. So we already had to reorder it, and that's never happened. So that's really cool. Really, really cool. So I think, Jose, that's why we're waiting. We got pushed on the back burner. We had to fulfill shop orders,
I spoke to Jordan already. He gave me the 411 on it already.
But hey, awesome. That's I want to get that new shirt, bro.
That's a good problem to have, though, for a wheel company that you're riding for, Jose. Yeah. You want them to be doing good. Then they got, they can offer more things for you. Maybe take you out to a comp or something, take care of something for you.
And we wanna do fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I've been spending the last couple of months trying to get into new markets and get into kind of, projections of what the industry might do in the next couple of years. And just playing around when I get bored. And I really love going fast. You asked earlier why I put my helmet on. The moment that changed everything when I went to put a helmet on was because I was filming State of the Art with Jonas Hansen, and we were here in Malaga, and there's this fucking water. It's a drop in. I dropped in this huge ski slope, basically, right? And at the end, it was a quarter pipe, and it goes up the quarter pipe and comes back down. But you're dropping in like a ski slope, and you couldn't lay between wall to wall. It was just concrete walls, So at that speed, anything happened, you know what I mean? There was nowhere for your head to go. Your head was going to concrete. So that was one of the strong moments of life where I was like, this is awesome. Here we go. Because I felt like a freaking warrior, you know what I mean? Like a straight up gladiator, because I was dropping down this insane ski slope, you know what I mean? Ending on a quarter pipe. And it had to be I did it on 72 flat, because I had to have the turn, because you go so quick, and you have to, before you hit the quarter pipe, you have to swing left, sharp left, gap up, land, and cut to the right super fast, or you smash into a wall. So all of this had to be so precise, and you can't see, of course, you don't see any of that on the footage. The footage looks like this little quarter pipe, maybe it didn't do so high. God damn it. But to film it 75, or I don't know how many times I dropped down that, working with Jonas. Jonas was like, do it again. Yeah, of course, Jonas, you're the man. You know what's best. Do it again. But man, I think I went down that over 60 times that day, and I had to walk up it every time, come back. Oh, yeah. But that was the moment when I was like, I'm never looking back. Helmet is now forever. It's for the kids, it's, you know what I mean? No hypocrite type stuff. So that was that.
Yeah, I would think being, you being the one they look up to, you're definitely being a good role model and setting the example. I would like to see
Right.
more helmets in street skating. It used to kind of be like a stigma, not a stigma. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like a laughable thing.
Yeah,
You see somebody with a helmet, you're like, look, he has a helmet.
Yeah, but we're seeing it more and more. Fritz wears his helmet.
Yeah.
I guess because we're older, we understand the importance now of wearing a helmet. I'm probably still not going to wear a helmet after saying all that, but it's okay. Anyways, just a couple more things.
Good. It's good.
Oh, go ahead.
It's
yeah, a couple more things I just wanted to talk about as far as your skating. Outside the camp, are you still actively trying to get street clips? Do you have any motivations to film a section, or is basically, all your focus on just the camp and training other people? What's skating for you like these days?
Oh, that's a cool question. Thanks for asking that. I'm kind of more motivated than I've ever been before to skate street. Why?
Really?
Well, consciously, when camp started, 9 years ago, I basically told myself all right, there we go. It's over. Kind of. Not like it's over, but knowing life, projects need your attention. So I said, I'm going to go full in on this project. So I'm going to let, the chase the dragon kind of die off, So literally up until maybe last year, the company still was crazy. Camps were crazy. Life was crazy. And I couldn't really try to skate, even though for the first couple of years of camps, I was still doing Cayenne, doing stuff like this. I consciously, after Cayenne kind of fizzled out, it was just I'll do my thing when I can, you know what I mean? I'm 39, but I feel still like I'm 18, and so I recently got to film a Cymatics piece June of last year, and that was the first thing I filmed since I think Formosa or something like that, you know what I mean? First time I filmed in a long, long time, and it was the most inspiring thing for me, the most incredible moment, because I forgot these stuff. I forgot what it felt like to imagine that you can do something and just do it. You know what I mean? Because if you're not skating every day, I feel like I forget that. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that Cymatics edit. Who filmed and edited that?
It was filmed and edited by Harry, my friend Harry Can, a German buddy. Yeah. Cool story is we got another one coming out. It should come out here in a couple weeks. It's ready. I filmed it all last in October. So, and there's a couple of I think there's one never been done before, but let's see.
Dude, whenever you drop that edit, Fritz was like, Glowicki dropped his edit. It's my turn now. It's my time to do an edit. So he's like,
Isn't that cool?
We're going out.
Isn't that cool?
And now
Motivation.
we're about to start. He wants to do another one. So we're about to start filming a new section for him. So that'll be exciting. What are you skating these days? Oh, go ahead.
Hey,
you
one day,
to add on to that?
I just want to say one day we're going to do another Fritz and Glow, or one day we'll do something together again. We have to,
Well,
We
we're
have to.
talking like I want to make a skate video, like another rollerblading is still fun, because that was this whole name, everything came from an original skate video that I made back in I think 2006, 2007 with Glowicki had a
Yeah.
section, and it's on YouTube. You can
Yeah.
find it on my channel. But we're
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
dope.
making another video. Jordan Smith is in Dallas. He's very creative, great photographer, great videographer.
Yeah.
We were talking about it
Yeah.
last night when we were street skating about buckling down to make an actual video. So it'd be cool for you to have a section in it, just because you had a section in the old one, have a section in the new
Look,
one.
I would do it. I would do it. I would do it. I
Bring
would be
Fritz
there.
back. I think most of the other people, Perry Mosley, Micah Semang, they don't skate anymore, but we can replace him with Jose. Jose have a section.
Yeah.
We got some
hell
other
yeah.
Dallas kids. Oh, we get another section of John. Although I don't know if John, he's kind of retired. He still street skates, but I think he's working on something with.
It.
I think he's working on
He's
something with
still
Medina
better
right
than
now.
everybody.
When he's done with
Still
that, I'm
better
sure
than
he'll give us a
everybody.
can.
Yeah, he'll never quit, dude, and he'll never be
quit.
amazing.
Listen,
So,
that's another thing we didn't
ride
bring
for
up this
life.
year. That's another thing we didn't talk about. Growing up in Texas and growing up in John Sullivan's shadow. That was fun, huh? Golly,
Yeah,
he
I
won.
always
He
say,
won everything. Yeah, yeah. You don't
There-
go to a contest and win. You go to a contest and you get number 2 because
well, there
John's
was.
there.
I always say this, like my two favorite or proudest moments of myself for skating was the H-Town Showdown Street Comp #4. It came down to me and John in the finals, and I ended up beating John. So that was like, that was my highlight of skating. And then also
Yeah,
there was a Galveston Street Comp, and it was a team comp, and it was me and Fritz.
Yeah.
And it came down to me and Fritz and John and Beam
And me
O'Brien
and John.
Moore.
And me and John.
Oh
Yes,
no,
bro.
wait,
you
no,
remember that?
no, that was a different comp. But John
Okay,
wanted me to
okay.
ask you, but I was talking about a Galveston comp that me and Fritz beat them in. But
Yeah.
John told me
Oh, I
to
remember
ask
that
you.
one.
He told me to ask you about the comp that you and him skated in, and it's called the Drought.
It was a Be Free. It was a Be Free event. Yeah, it was called the Drought because I don't remember. I just remember Fritz saying something about putting on a hoodie in the drought in the video. Yeah, it was one of Be Free's events in Austin. It was a team comp. Yeah. Oh, that Galveston comp with you and John was so dope too. I remember that one too. That was, I think, the motivation for Be Free. You know,
A throw team comp. They need to we need to Jose talk about putting together a street comp again here in Dallas, because there hasn't been a street comp in a long time. What was the last competition, last street comp? I can't even remember. Was there one anytime recently? Have you been to a street comp in Texas, Jose, since you've been down here? I don't think anybody's
I think
done
the only
any.
comp I've been to was here in Texas was the Carriers, the one at Alliance, and
Yeah, they've been all park comps. And
and
then
the
we got
Dog Pound, the one in Austin, with the Jumbo guys.
yeah, and then the Oklahoma Showdown, which is
Oklahoma,
very
yeah.
close to us. But we need to.
hey, that
we
looked
need to-
awesome. That Oklahoma event, eh?
Oh man, it was
That's cool.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It was man, the park alone is really cool. And then they added this box on the launch.
Yeah,
Had a really good time there.
looked cool. Looked like a lot of people. I saw kids. Cool to see Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was good. That was
popping.
actually my daughter's first time ever competing. She was very nervous in the beginning, but
Yeah.
she gets like that because she feels like everyone's looking at her, and then when she sees a bunch of the grown-ups like skating, she thinks like during her run there's gonna be grown-up skating. And I was like, no, it's all to you, and it's just the people you're competing with. And yeah, she entered the 11, I believe, to like 15, 16, and
Wow.
there was two 14, 15-year-olds, and she's 11, and dude, she was hanging in there with them. She
Hell
jumped
yeah.
a 5-stair, which I was super proud of her, like just straight like a forward jump.
Yeah.
She has the whole dropping in, going around ramps, jumping on top of like little ledges. What we're gonna work on this year a lot is just the grinding. She wants to learn how to grind, because
Cool.
that was the only thing stopping her from getting further in the comp. Was everyone was doing like jumps similar
Yeah.
to her, but then one of the kids did like a soul grind on a ledge, and that's what got him further in the comp, and I was like, man, you know what? We're working on grinds this year. So next year, you'll be ready for whatever these kids bring.
That's cool. It's so good to do it like that too. Super dad. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are you gonna teach your daughter how to skate, Glowicki?
I'm neutral. So I come from a family where I was I wouldn't say a lot of pressure, but there was sort of like a lot of pressure to be a hockey player. My father was a hockey player, and I think that's obviously why I started playing hockey. And I loved it. It was cool and all that. So I feel like with Sophia and with all that, with my daughter, I'm just gonna sit back and let it ride. You know, kind of take the opposite road. And if she likes it, I'm sure she's gonna like it. I mean, all her best friends are these amazing pro skaters. You know what I mean? So of course she's gonna want to skate. You know, she's running around with Mary every day and hanging out with Barbie. Barbie's her freaking aunt. You know, so of course
Oh
she's
yeah,
gonna
she's
mostly
gonna
skate.
fall in love with it. Especially
Definitely.
that's how my daughter Natalie was. Like she kind of did her own thing, and then like once she like it went from scooter to like skateboard, and then like roller skates, and then as she got older, she's like, oh, this is what my dad does. Like I think it's something like to kind of like impress you type of way. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
I
oh,
can see that. Yeah.
he roller skates, so let me figure this out. So
Heck yeah.
and I'm just glad she fell in love with it because she's like, let's go to Garland. Like she actually picks parts that she's like, I don't have fun in this one. Garland has everything I like. Like this
Hey,
part
that's
only
cool.
has this, and then when she goes street skating, she's like, Dad, I don't like I can't skate street. Like call me when we go to the skate park. And especially Garland. That's like her go-to park, like because she just knows the ramps and everything. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. She's understanding what is her favorite thing to
Right,
skate.
right, right. What she likes. That's the most
Yeah,
important. That's the most important. And with the whole grinding thing, if she's coming to you wanting to grind, that's good. But if she
yeah,
doesn't want to do it, just
yeah.
I've seen it
Exactly.
too many times with campers, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, don't pressure her,
they
Jose.
know
Absolutely.
no, I'm not saying that he's even doing anything wrong. I'm just saying to be aware that sometimes they can just jump around and skate around and just be the happiest,
Yeah.
But then there's some that just want to do more. So it depends on what type of personality she is, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
but that's
and
you
that's
as
what
her father
scares me.
to got it,
That's what scares me sometimes too, because she's a little daredevil, and
Yeah.
when she does something, I'm just like I kind of don't want her to, but I'm like, that's how I was growing
Yeah.
up. Like, oh, I'm about to grind this 20 stair
Yeah.
rail, 15 stair rail
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and I was just like, I bet my mom, if she was there, she'd probably stop me. Like, no, you're not.
I get
Especially
it
after
now. I
some shit.
totally get it. Now I get it. Now I finally get it. Why my parents were so like, what the hell is going on? Now I
Yeah.
get it.
Well, let's we got to get to. I just want to get to a couple more questions before we
Cool,
wrap it
yeah.
up because we're running a little long. I did want to talk about what you're skating these days. Like, what's your current setup?
Cool. So I'm lucky, man. I'm on the 909s, and it's really cool because when we started this community project with Jon, for the first time I bought a pair of skates, and it's the first time I bought skates in like 20 years. But I didn't know what size I wanted, so I bought an 808 and a medium and a 909 and a small. And for the longest time, I couldn't find the right skate. I couldn't find a skate to fit. I couldn't get my foot to fit in that skate, And the small was too small, the big was too big, and I was fucked. So, anyways, this medium came out. I've been lucky because I've been going through all the models as Jon improves the skates. And so the 909s that are out now are awesome because he just goes changing the sole plates, changing the buckles, step by step, improving the skates, So I'm really happy to say that I'm skating the pink 909s and I absolutely love them, man. I love them, love them, love them. So juiced. Of course, Cymatics wheels. I'm waiting on my 60 mils to get here. I'm going to be playing on this new T-neck frame. I'm going to give it a go and see what's up with that because I've been flat rocker now forever, and I don't. They discontinued my big frame. The big frame is, was one of my favorite frames out there, but now they're not around anymore. And
That's the ground control, right?
that's the GC one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was designed to be 72 flat, but you could put 68s in it flat, and it was unreal because it was super low. It was just the best, my favorite setup ever.
I have a pair of those that I was gonna just use them to cruise and big wheel around.
68s. Set them up 68 flat and give it a try. See if you.
I'll give them to Jordan to send them to you.
Oh, I wish. But yeah, so I'm on thems with the intuition, and I'm just happy, the happiest I've been. It was funny too because it was a change coming from the Razor tank. You know, like it took me. Like Josh, you know me, dude. True spin topsides, I could do with my eyes closed, especially on P rails. You know what I mean? Like true porn, true top acid, true fish were kind of like my tricks because I could just kind of see it. You know what I mean? I had the eye for it. It took me literally like probably 2 days of solid missing on P rail skate on P rails to get the them coordination. The groove is totally different. The front side is different. The sole plate so different, but it was such a blessing because it was like just a whole fresh, like a fresh me. You know what I mean? Like 15-year-old Glowicki came back because at the same time I got the skates, I got the pants, and they were like super like baggy pants at the time too. And it was just like, whoa, I feel like I'm 14 years old again. I'm in these skates. I'm in these, whoa. And it was cool because at the same time, I just closed that whole chapter with Andy and Razors, and it was just like, all I'm gonna do is front sides and soul grinds. Fuck the police. Like I don't care about anything else. You know.
Did you skate did you go straight from Razors to thems? You never like tried USD or
Nothing
anything
else.
like that? You've never skated
No,
Aeons? Aeons are good.
I skated an
skate
Aeons,
Vids, but Aeons are good.
I skated a 72 Aeon. I had a 72 Eisler that I really did like, but they didn't slide. You know, I couldn't get them to ever slide well, and I don't know if it was just me or whatever. I just never the push that pushed me out of the Aeon was the sliding, and I don't know if it's changed yet, but yeah.
I've heard other people make that same criticism about them. I didn't really experience it when I had them, but I have heard other people say they don't slide as well as other skates.
They're an incredible skate. It's incredible, that Aeon. Oh my god! And I can imagine the Aeon 60's got to be just a dream. You know, I haven't tried the 60, but that 72 groove was perfect. So the 60 can only be better. You know.
Yeah. One question I did want to do is kind of a wrap up I like to ask everybody is to talk about your favorite skaters. And I kind of like to divide it up into 3 categories. So like favorite old school skater, favorite all-time skater, and favorite new school skater. So if you want to run through who you like, who motivates you, who do you like to go to YouTube and watch sections of? If you want to start, like, who's your favorite old school skater?
I think,
and like we're talking like the
school,
people you would watch when you were coming up and skating, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I think anybody who knows me, Josh will probably know this right away. Growing up, I really liked Sean Robertson. He was my favorite just skater ever. And also on top of that, he was just a really cool human. Like he would come to Eisenberg's on Thursday night skates and like try to help me and try to teach me how to set slide and do things. Whereas kind of some of the older people were already kind of too cool and all this other, Plano, Josh, that vibe back in the day.
Dalitude
So,
goes deep, dog.
Yeah,
It goes deep.
Yeah. And so, but Sean was always super cool with me. So Sean's on my list of like old school, just favorite skater, Sean Robertson, and also Julio is on that list too, because I had John plastered all over my walls, with the unities and boardwalks and the things that he was doing back in the day was just so cool and unique. I loved his style then too. Favorite all-time skater. That's a good question. I think all time that I just love and don't get sick of is Broskow. I mean, I love Alex. I love all his skating. A quick runner-up could be Richie Eisler. Is one of my favorites to watch. He's so entertaining and fun and has no switch. Just like Alex. They're on that same page. Even though they're completely different vibes, they're on the same. The goats. And what's the other person, Josh?
Like recent
Third
skaters,
is
like
newest,
yeah, like a new school blader.
Our Polish kid, Mirek, Miroslav, the little Polish kid from the 14-year-old Polish kid, Miroslav. He's the future. He's skating for Nils also
he's
for
Cymatics, right?
He's Cymatics. He's skating for Magic Boots as well for Nils, and
you said how old is he? 14.
14, yeah. He's a G. I really like one of my campers. I can't even call him a camper anymore. He's one of my friends, Fabian. I don't know how to say his last name. Fabian Matildis. I should know how to say his name. He rides for Cymatics also. But I love Fabian. I love his style. I love Joe. Absolutely love Joe. I love Montre. I love my friends. Yeah, I love Mary. I love watching people. To be honest with you, I don't get that inspired by skating right now. I get more inspired by yo-yo and like organizations and
Yo-yo,
organizers.
like
Yo-yo from
Yo-yo.
Winter
playing
Clash.
with a yo-yo.
No,
Oh.
sorry, sorry.
That's why I was like,
get,
wait, what?
sorry, y'all. I forgot. Yeah. Yo-yo from Winter Clash, for example, like is one of my biggest inspirations on the planet. But it's just about him, how he is as a human, how he organizes things, and how he kind of can bring people together in a just a really, you know what I mean, real cool way. So someone like him, what John's doing, Julio, I take a lot from Julio, and just the way they see things. You know what I mean? It's really inspiring to me, and it helps me also kind of, not get stuck too much in the tunnel, because especially in the south of Spain here, you can get stuck kind of quickly in the not enough mentality. There's no skating, there's no skaters, no one's got money here, blah, blah, blah. In the end, it's not true. It's just, what everybody says and whatever people repeat to make you feel like shit, like maybe I can't do this. So, I try my hardest to just keep my eyes on those that are just crushing it and making moves, Andre 3000's one of my favorite humans on the planet. Anytime I'm feeling sad, I put on Andre 3000, something of Andre, and I'm back in 5 minutes. It's great.
Oh, we should talk. I should make that part of the questions, Jose. We should talk about people's favorite music. That's a good topic to talk about.
Yeah.
I know you like hip hop. What are you listening to these days?
Nothing's changed. I only listen to Andre 3000 and Currency. I don't really listen to anybody else. I mean, I love Kid Cudi when he puts out stuff, but I just don't care really. Currency's the best, bro. Currency is just unbelievable right now.
Listen.
J. Cole is unbelievable right now too. Kendrick also. They're both.
He just
everybody.
speaks good words of wisdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what Currency's on right now too.
vocab.
Currency's really on some wisdom type shit, or at least passing it on. And I really bite on that. I really like it, because he doesn't have to do that. He can just go crazy, But exactly. I like it too because when Fritz and I started kind of traveling and started to do this, they started the whole kind of like how Fly came out. It was like Wiz and Currency, So Fritz and I kind of latched on to that when we started traveling because it was like this new thing. They were new to us, and I don't know. And so what's cool is watching him progressively progress as a musician, to where he is now is just, it's inspiring, even though, I'm not in the same vibe or level of all of that. I just love, it's just like John, or just like watching, a yo-yo with Winter Clash. These just big moves and people getting what they want and doing awesome things is what inspires me. You know what I mean? It's just awesome,
Yeah, that's gonna become a normal question now, Jose. Talking about music, that's a good one. I like that. I like to hear what people are listening to. Maybe discover a new artist or something like that. Jose, you said J. Cole.
Yeah.
Who are you listening to these days?
What am I listening to nowadays? I'm not even gonna lie. That Mexican OT.
I heard him recently, and he's tight.
Look, check it out. So when I first moved here to Texas, some of my Cali homies would be like, I guess because he's a big guy and he's Mexican, and they'll try to like compare me to him or whatever. And at first I wasn't accepting it. I was just like, man, fuck that. I'm not no Mexican OT. I'm from California, blah blah blah. And then like now that I'm living here and I'm listening to him more, I was like, yo, this guy, he's fucking dope. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, he's unique, and that's another thing. Like that's also like what inspires me is people's uniqueness. And this guy, bro, even if you don't like how he looks, his style or anything, he's unique, and that's tight, and he's cool. I like it. Yeah. He put out a song with Currency a couple of weeks ago, and it's dope. The Currency's verse is unreal, but it's really.
I like him.
Cool.
He needs to tone down the rolling of the that's cool, but it happens too much. Like you just tone that down a little bit.
It's funny you ask me who are like the new people I'm listening to, and I'm not trying to be biased. And it's funny that I live in Texas, but Big X the Plug and Mexican OT are blowing up right now, and they're from Texas. Like they're from Houston, so they're popping up in the charts and they're making some real good music.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas has
Yeah.
always had a big rap scene in Houston with like, Chameleonaire, Paul Wall, the whole Swisha House, DJ Screw
Yeah,
scene and all that.
UGK. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Bum B.
Texas has
Yeah.
always been
All that
Bun
chop
B.
and screw stuff started here, huh?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and this is why I'm loving Currency so much, y'all, because he's putting out so much music, but everything he puts out, he's playing so much homage to Texas or to DJ Screw or to Chop and Screw music, or he always throws it out, and I love it because if you're not from the South, you don't kind of catch it. But if you know what I mean, because he's from New Orleans, I think he had a lot of touch with Houston and all that back in the day. So it's just cool to kind of to hear it all connect together. I'm with y'all. I like it. I like it all. It's cool.
Me,
You-
I'll say what I've been listening to. I
Oh, yeah,
don't
what are
get
you
too
into?
much. I don't get too much into new rap music, but there are some good artists,
Yeah.
like you said, Big X the Plug, Benny the Butcher. But I've been listening to like a lot of MF Doom recently, and just always going to Nas. I love Nas, and he's still putting out like amazing albums. Everything he puts out is just on point. All my friends know I'm a big
Yeah.
Nas fan.
Yeah,
But,
no, me too. I'm a
yeah.
Nas fan because of you. And the last, all the Kings albums are really good too. I've listened to it all too. He's, he done. Yeah.
And then I think I remember you you were saying you were Josh, you were a fan of Diddy or something like that, right? You were saying something about music.
That's funny.
You
That's
can hate
funny.
me now.
I even
Dude,
believe me.
Josh
It's
Diddy right there, baby.
it's all in the magazines and the TV here too, y'all. Is there? I should imagine over there too, right?
Oh
Is that
man.
what we're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
They won't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, same over here. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Information on people, like, it's a big thing, like what he could expose. He could put a lot of rappers down, a lot of celebrities, like, put them down, because if they were part of those parties, I'm sure he has lists, and he has camera footage and all that stuff. We'll see if it ever comes out. That's kind of like with the Jeffrey Epstein thing, like, we never got a list, nothing ever came out. But with this Diddy thing, people could get exposed, and it could ruin a lot of people's lives, which they need to be exposed if they're partaking in some of this,
For sure.
this really bad stuff. But we don't want to get into too much news and politics and all that stuff.
I was just about to say that.
I would like to do a show, talking about that type of stuff, because that stuff is interesting to me, and I find it fun to talk about, especially with friends who pay attention to the news and know what's going on. But
for sure.
let's go ahead and start wrapping it up, Josh. I want to just thank you again for taking time to come on and talk about BladeCamp and just your whole experience in skating.
Thank you.
I think people are going to get so much out of this podcast and this episode. You being on the other side of the world, I want everybody to know what you're doing, and that was the whole point of bringing you on. Are there any shout outs you want to say, where people can find you, anything like that?
Well, first off, again, thank y'all both, Josh, Jose. I appreciate y'all taking the time, having the idea. Also, it was really cool. It's actually funny because I wanted to hit you up since I started seeing you do this, but I just kind of wanted to wait my turn, I suppose, and I don't know. I'm not that guy that much right now, So it's really cool that you hit me up, because that's what I've been wanting to hit up a bunch of podcasts and start to kind of, make some noise about this, because it's been a hard year for us, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have that great of a year, financially, right? We're here, everything's fine, no problem. But each year is so wild, you know what I mean? One year we have a bunch of people, next year we have not so many. So, I'm still trying to find the balance in how to contact our market and make some noise with our community, you know what I mean? Because still, like, a lot of people still don't have a clue what BladeCamp even is. You'd be surprised how many people, are waking up to it, maybe from this podcast or whatever. And it always blows me away. So let me just say big thank you for hitting me up and for letting me come on here and talk about everything and just sharing this opportunity to talk and chat. I really appreciate it. And I've had so much fun too, catching up. It's nice. If I have to shout out to anybody, I just want to shout out to Jon Julio for just, being awesome and, seeing the vision, you know what I mean? Seeing the camps and stepping up. And I really took that to heart, and thank you, and I just appreciate everything. He's just awesome, so thank you. And, what y'all are doing in Texas is incredible. Just know that I'm looking at everything. I see everything, and I'm jelly. I want to be with y'all skating. I want to be out with y'all, hanging out after, seeing the kids grow up. I'm working on it. You know what I mean? You asked me a question if we were thinking of coming back. We're not sure what we're doing, so we might be back to the States. You know, so life, you never know what life's gonna do. You know, so yeah,
Well,
definitely.
be
Shout out
sure
to
be sure on your next visit this time, let me know that you're coming and save a day for me. And you can meet
I
Jose
will.
in
I
real
will.
life. We'll go to the skate
I
park, do
will.
something.
I will. Yeah, no, that was just since my father has a fear of flying, right? And I was supposed to go to Texas in January because I was in Colombia, and it was just be super easy to jump from Colombia up to Texas, you know. But just didn't work out. You know, my daughter's still quite young, so finally it just panned out. I found a cheap flight, and I literally just jumped on it the next day and went. And yeah, my father hadn't met Sophia yet, so that was that trip real quick. But so we're planning on coming back. You know, we were trying to come back in October. It's not working, but we'll be back. We'll be back pretty soon. Hopefully springtime, and then we'll all kick it, chill, and you know, let's see.
Nice.
Word up. Well, everybody check out BladeCamp.com.
Yeah, I guess Josh, that's one more thing. Let me say this, y'all, to anybody, any of y'all, Texas homies, Cali homies, the whole world homies, everybody, hit me up if you want to come. You know what I mean? Like it's it. It's just that easy. You know what I mean? Like our objective here is to build community, and that means however we can help you to come, we'll help. If that means some community budget goes to you to help you get your flight, well, fill out the forms and try to get some community support. But like I said, we will basically and do bend over backwards for everybody to get you here, to help you get here. Because once you realize what we're doing, you're hooked. And you're going to go back to your community and you're going to start something. And you'll go to your house, you'll make an event, you'll start a skate shop, you'll start a workshop, you'll do something. And that's what we've seen for 9 years. So my goal right now is just to get people to see what this is what's happening here. Because once you see it, you can't forget it. You know what I mean? And I think everybody in the industry needs to see this, because it's something really positive for the community and for the people. And it's not at all like cannibalistic. It's not at all, you know what I mean, the typical skate thing. It's a whole another animal, and I'm really happy to say that. So yeah, open invitation to everybody, to all the homies that want to come, hit me up and we'll work it all out. Same Josh, y'all when you're ready, just hit me up. Like I said, there's budgets, there's projects y'all can work, y'all can film, y'all can just party as you want. You know what I'm saying? But all is possible, you know?
That sounds amazing, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jose, any shout outs? You want to tell anybody where they can find you? Any closing remarks for Josh?
Just find me at Good Kid Mad Lady. Follow RBISF. You know, subscribe, like, comment, and yeah. Carrier Skate Shop, Cymatics. All day.
Carriers, baby. Y'all are crushing it. Thank y'all for this platform, for giving us voices. It's awesome that you're doing this and putting in the work. You know, it's like the work that nobody sees, but it's so important, you know? So thank you.
Well, hey, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so people can see.
For sure.
All right. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. But again, thank you so much, Josh. And I do hope you come
you're
back
welcome.
to the States soon so we can hang out in real life. Until then, we will see you later.
Yeah, for sure. Holla at me.
Let's
do it.
Peace.
Appreciate you, Jose, Josh. Love you guys. And anything you need, just y'all hit me up, and we'll do this again anytime, Josh.
Sounds
Jose.
good. Peace out.
Later, man.
Ciao. Y'all be good. Thank you.
You too, brother. Peace.
Ciao. Choo-choo.